Let's see. Our next question is from Andrea on a paleo approach to skincare. Rob, do you have any advice about skincare, such as use of any daily moisturizer or other products? I don't use daily sunscreen because I tend to have low vitamin D levels, but I use it if I'm going to be outside for an extended period of time. I'm approaching 40 and only use a bit of jojoba oil. I can never know if that's jojoba or jojoba oil as a moisturizer. I wash my face with bar soap, not the antibacterial kind. I'm not sure if my minimalist approach is the way to go. Maybe your wife has some experiences with products for women. Thanks.
You do? Who's your fave?
Gosh, so I'm like super minimalist with my skincare routine. I'm sure there's lots of opinions on this, but just what's ended up working for me. Like as a kid and going, teenager, I used all kinds of, acne soaps and products and whatnot, but I've kind of defaulted now to just basically water. Like I literally wash my face with water. I don't use any soap. And then moisturizer. And there's two brands that I absolutely love. One is Anne Marie Skincare. They have a whole suite of products. And then the one that I love is our dear friend, Jessica LaCour. She has a company called Feather Eagle Sky, and her beauty face oil is like, it's amazing. Like it smells so good, and it's just all natural. It's rosehip oil, I think, argan oil, maybe some sweet almond oil, stuff like that. But it smells great. It feels good. And like, it's one of those things where you put it on in the morning and you inhale and it just kind of sets your day, right. So,
I think it's a little pheromone too. I get a little frisky after she lathers herself up with that.
And she has some sunscreen products as well, so both for face and body, on her site. So that's just Feather Eagle Sky, and I highly recommend following her on Instagram. She's just a beautiful person, and like her posts are just amazing.
Totally on point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's really all I got, because I don't really, I'm not a makeup person. I tried, but I just fail there. So anyway, I hope that helps. But yeah, I'm 41, and it's for the last, gosh, I don't think I've used. I've just been using water and kind of some sort of face oil as a moisturizer for years. So. And
I would just add to that, I think that the bulk of skincare comes from internal processes. So if you, in circling back around to the first question we had today about kind of blood sugar excursions and whatnot, if you are experiencing elevated blood glucose levels on a consistent basis, and by elevated I mean above ancestral levels, which is way more restrictive than what we're generally accepting as normal within our westernized populations, you are going to age faster than what you otherwise would. And talking about wrinkles and like what is it, like liver spots and all that type of stuff, they're basically advanced glycation end product results. And some of it's sun exposure. A ton of it, though, is glucose, kind of caramelizing proteins effectively, and lack of antioxidants, a lack of fasting, a lack of autophagy. I've been beating up on autophagy, but this is one of the reasons for not eating every day all the time, and making sure you get your sleep so that you stimulate that whole restoration process. But I just about got fired out of Whole Foods. I was working part-time at the Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center, part-time running the herb buying section of the nutrition deal at the Roosevelt store in Seattle. And people would come in and they would ask for like all the skincare type stuff. I'm like, listen, so I would hook them up with a Protein Power Life Plan book, walk them over the meat section, have them buy all the stuff, get a little bit of like alpha lipoic acid and a couple of other antioxidants. And it was like, maybe 80–90% of them were like a mom with a daughter who had acne. Both of them were concerned about this stuff. The mom's issues different than the daughter's issues, but I'm like, trust me, do this for 1 week, come back. And they were like, oh my God. So they were like eating olive oil and eating kind of low carb and all this stuff. And then the face care person was getting absolutely livid because I wasn't selling any of that shit. And I think that there's good stuff, but it's just disproportionate how much impact the diet and sleep and all that stuff has on the story versus putting something, and think about it, the skin is designed to be largely impermeable to the outside world. Not 100%, but the things that do soak through the skin are lipid-based. It can be a route to getting toxicants into your skin. If it, like toluene and gasoline and stuff will go through the skin because it's lipid soluble. So you have a very modest effect with something on the surface, like coconut oil. Like if our girls get dry skin, we'll put coconut oil on them and it'll kind of help seal in the juices and all that stuff. But still, I think for the most part, tackling diet is really the way to do this.